MW believes that achieving gender equality is linked to social, economic, and environmental development, and that without equality, we will not be able to have access to innovative and inclusive ideas that would help us solve the challenges that we face in the energy sector. In conclusion, we need women in the energy sector. The inclusion of women is important because lack of access to energy and clean cooking fuels impacts us greatly. It exposes us to diseases, limits our work options, and it also forces us to forage for wood and other combustible materials. We acknowledge that the energy sector is currently male-dominated. However, we believe that we can achieve greater solutions through the inclusion of women. In regards to the achievement of gender parity in the energy sector, NW believes that it is most important to acknowledge that it is not enough for CEOs to pledge and vow to address gender inequality in the energy sector. It is time for action. Lack of diversity is holding back development and slowing down the clean energy transition process. We need to include women in this sector that is ripe with opportunities so that they can provide their new ideas that would help us in achieving our goals and solving our challenges. We need women with the right educational backgrounds and the right skill sets. What this means is that we need to encourage women to be engineers and technicians, and the energy sector has to support that. We need to work towards a more inclusive work culture. What this means is that we need to create parental policies that leave room for women to not have to make the choice between parenthood and career advancement. There's evidence that companies with a greater diversity perform better. This has to be a priority driven by leadership. The more we raise this as a concern, the more will be done.
Research demonstrates that women and girls are the most affected with the pandemic's effect, economically, socially, and wealth-wise. Poor infrastructure can worsen the impacts of crisis, limiting access to critical research such as clean water, proper health, sanitation services, digital communication technologies, which cause uncertainty, leading to increase in crime rates and pollution caused by use of coal for cooking. A simple example is that we need to improve the infrastructure, turning it more beneficial to women. We have women opting out of becoming a civil engineer for something as simple as being denied a proper sanitary conditions that doesn't consider needs of a woman. Often is a challenge of getting a separate toilet for women who was working on a site because construction asks them to use the same toilet as men because they have more men on site. So MW believes that we really need to level up the playing field and facilitate the integration of women in male-dominated spaces. We also need to increase resilience. In the long term, we really need to create a world where gender equality is not just a norm, but it's also be unhelpful in time of crisis and beyond. MEWE believes that companies with more women on their board of directors are more likely to invest in renewable energy projects, express environmental concerns, and have pro-environmental behaviors. Workplace diversity is becoming more important than ever as the energy sector undergoes a rapid